What's up, YouTube? So in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Baltimore Ravens defense before we play against them for week 2. So real quick, just kind of taking a look at their depth chart at the moment. Obviously, they're still a 3-4 team. They've been a 3-4 team forever. Still got Justin, still got Michael Pierce, Calais Campbell. I still know him as Jason Owe. That's how I knew him going out the draft. Patrick Queen, sure, Justin Houston, Marcus Peters, and Marlon Humphrey are solid. Safeties are kind of beatable. Okay. Just wanted to kind of take a peek before I get into some film. I'm not going to break down all the plays like I would for the Dolphins. This is just to basically get a general picture of what the Ravens are kind of doing. Right now, obviously, we only have the Jets film for 2022. So, let's go ahead and get into it. So, to start things off, you're actually doing like a 4-high shell here, which is interesting. But then, right before the snap, you're going to move one safety down and move one back. So, you're actually looking at a cover 3 situation. But you're disguising where your safeties line up. Okay. We're doing the same thing. All right, now you're going to do some press coverage. Once again, having 2 deep safeties. That's pretty normal. All right, now you actually are doing 2 deep safety. So this is like a more of a disguised cover 4. Because they pressed as if it would be like cover 2 or like a man zone type of thing, but they're actually going to drop back. And it's actually more of a cover 4 type of deal. Alright, so now we just have a straight up single high with a box safety. So they definitely like to move their safeties around quite a bit and disguise things. D-line, there's definitely some shifting going along there too. And they do a good job of swarming to the ball, too. Anytime there's any kind of fumble or a mistake or anything like that, they're pretty good about swarming on that shit. Alright, so we're looking at a pretty standard 5-2 situation. 2 deep safeties. Kind of giving the receivers some room. You're going to move down right before snap. Corners ain't really trying to tackle nobody. Okay. You're going to move a safety down. I'm assuming he's going to move over a little bit. He is indeed. So we're looking at more of a cover 3. Seeing a little bit more zone coverage than is typically expected from the Ravens. You usually think a man for the Ravens. And they're playing off a lot. I don't know where the fuck Joe was throwing there. That's interesting. They're going to be giving us this much space because they're not really overselling for pass rush. Definitely a lot of movement from their DBs. And then right before the snap, this safety moves down. The linebacker is going to kind of shift too, and then he's going to be blitzing. So they have some movement on the front seven too to disguise their blitzes. So even when they're doing man, they're not doing a whole lot of press. Okay. Well, that's going to be the case. Things like crossing routes definitely come to mind against them. They're not going to jam us at the line of scrimmage. And with the speed of Waddle and Tyreek Hill, I wouldn't be surprised if they do give us some space. Now, the concern for the Dolphins, obviously, is their offensive line in general, but especially if we, because I'm recording this as of Wednesday night. It's probably going to come out Friday. Right now, we're not sure if we're going to have Austin Jackson or Teron Armstead. So that'll be a concern. But as you can see, like all those purple jerseys, like swarming to the ball. They do a very good job of that. Very well disciplined defense. That's the interception. Very well disciplined, and they do a lot of misdirection. They disguise their blitzes well. They do a lot of shifting. And they really like to blitz Patrick Queen, too. Who's pretty athletic. And they will get their hands up to bat stuff down, too. Pretty good pass rush. Pretty good levels of experience, too. The good thing is we are not the Jets. Let's go later in the game. Let's go to like the third quarter and see what's going on. I'm not looking at the end zone view just because I need to see the defense as a whole. And it's not as fine-tooth comb strategy as I would for the Dolphins because I'm not looking for very specific player traits. I'm just kind of figuring out what they like to do as a defense. And I've kind of got it. Yeah. So they're pretty much a 3-4 team. They're pretty similar to what they were last year. They're a 3-4 team. They do a lot of movement. They seem to not be doing as much press as they once did. They do mix it in a little bit. But for the most part, they seem to be playing a lot of off coverage. But again, that's at least the case against the Jets. Obviously, it's only week 2, so we'll have to see as far as what their plans are going to be later in the season. It could look a little bit different against us. But I also kind of think that'll probably be the case against us too, because of the amount of speed we have. They're probably going to want to give us a little bit of room. And Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill are both pretty good about dealing with press. Even if they do try that. One thing to be concerned about is, like I said, they do move their safeties and linebackers around quite a bit. So Tua's going to have to kind of be careful of that. They show a lot of things that they definitely like to, have 2 deep safeties and then shift one of them down and move one over. And a lot of times when they move a safety down, they'll also shift a linebacker and, create interesting blitzing opportunities with that. They also seem to do quite a bit of stunts and things of that nature. They have some pretty versatile and unique blitz packages that we're going to have to deal with. We're going to have to do a better job communicating as an offensive line unit this game. That was a bit of an issue all the last few years, and also in the first week against the New England Patriots. So we're going to have to do a better job there. But I do think it's a defense that we can definitely get some plays on. I think their safeties are pretty exploitable outside of, them moving them around and stuff like that. And they also will do some big nickel things. Well, they'll have 3 safeties out there. They will bring in like Kyle Hamilton and stuff like that. So that is something to look out for too. But yeah. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, appreciate hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.